G'day, fellas. Welcome to another awesome month of Rad Dads and Lads. Thanks for jumping on the line tonight. We got fellas tuning in from all over the globe, different parts of Australia and in Thailand. Justin, thanks for joining us tonight, mate. Great to have you on board. And tonight's events, simply that, Rad Dads and Lads. Who is a rad dad or a lad on the call tonight? Yeah, there's a few of us here. That's awesome. And, what I've put together tonight is a collection of fellas just, out there telling their story, how life's changed for them and how it's become a bit more easier, whether they've improved their health or their lifestyle goals, just to make life a little bit easier in their day-to-day things that's going on and creating a little bit more happiness and health and wealth for themselves. Today's day and age, it's such a busy lifestyle we've got happening, and there's lots of stresses that happen in our lifetime throughout whatever we do, whether we're involved in some kind of business or trade or whatever it is. It's a busy lifestyle, we're getting up early, we're working 10, 12-hour days, and we get home and cook tea, and before you know it, it's bedtime, and it's like a revolving circle, round and round and round, and you're just getting paid, exchanging your time for money, and it's sort of like a non-stop cycle. And sometimes we forget to dream a bit about what could be in life and all these things that we'd love to do more of. And so that's what this is about, is given a bit of opportunity to showcase that tonight on how this is helping other guys create a bit more lifestyle. With health as well, I see a lot of people in day and age. I talk to many people that are getting sicker and sicker, or illness is more prominent than it's ever been in the world. And we've got this, apparently healthcare systems out there which are really sick care systems. They're hardly preventative health systems at all. All they're doing is pumping people full of drugs and just trying to, cope with what they've got. And they're not actually looking into how we can prevent stresses and health issues that are going on. I see so many children today with health issues. I see parents definitely with health issues. I mean, there's people that are ready to have heart attacks in their 20s, and I wonder why. And it's definitely got something to do with nutrition. And as I looked more and more into it, I found that, there's a lot of people out there who are, just overfed and undernourished. They're not giving themselves the nutrients that they need to survive and thrive. And what we've got tonight is an amazing product and a program put together to showcase and show guys just, really how simple it can be to get a little bit of extra energy in your day and feel better and thrive. So I'm going to hand it over to the main man, Dion. He's going to give us a rundown on some incredible products out there that'll give us a bit more of a helping hand. Mate, you are unmuted and ready to roll, mate.
Great. Thanks, Jamin. Hey, everyone, I'm Dion. And as James said, we're, living a fast-paced life. We don't look after ourselves as we should. And, I know a couple of you guys have got kids, and I've got 2 teenage girls, and, you want to live as long and healthy life as you can to watch them grow up and be there and just being able to engage and live an active life with them. So we're trying to do well, but we kind of don't look after ourselves as we should. And there's always a gap, no matter what we do, there's this gap that we don't fill these days. And that's because, we don't eat well every single day. And the food we eat these days, it's old, it's genetically modified, it's sprayed, it's stored. That apple you get from Woolies or wherever, it's probably been in a freezer for 6 months, and there's zero nutrients in it. It's literally dead food, a lot of the food that we eat these days. And because of this, health organisations now tell us we need 9 to 13 serves a day of fruit and veggies to keep disease away. And I always thought I looked after myself well, but, I was a caffeine fiend and a chocoholic and I really wasn't looking after myself, and I had years of illness, which eventually led to me developing severe chronic fatigue syndrome. And there's a bit of misconception around that. It's not just, I was a bit tired after work. I was literally in bed for years. Had complete metabolic shutdown of my entire body. Like on a good day, I was crawling 3 meters to the toilet and back to bed. I had severe migraines, pain constantly 24/7. I couldn't speak. I couldn't write. I had to sit on the floor of the shower while my ex washed my hair once a week because I couldn't lift my arms. And a lot of that had to do with how I was looking after my body. And so it was a long journey back to where I am now, like thriving, healthy human being. And a major factor in my healing was nutrition. And so from my research and everything, I eventually healed myself and my body. And since then, I've been on this quest for health and wellness, and I guess sharing that journey to try and change as many lives as I could. And so it was at a point in time about 9 months ago, I was introduced to this amazing product. And since then, my health has just gone to an amazing new level. I've got energy like I've never had before, and my mind is clear. Like I was always stuck with this lingering brain fog, even since recovering from CFS. And but now that's just all gone. So quite simply, this is our key product. It's 30 serves a day, fruit, veggies and berries in a vegan capsule. And it's 100% whole foods. It's grown to the peak of ripeness, which is when it's picked. And it's simply juiced in a big pulp. The water and sugar is removed. And it's encapsulated in a vegan capsule within I think it's within 10 hours of harvesting. So it's super fresh. It maintains all the live enzymes. And it's also tested 4 separate times for over 300 or 400 contaminants that can, affect the product. And in the 27-year history of the company, they've not had one product recall. So the quality control with this company is just amazing. And, as Jamin said, and as I was saying, we live in a society of convenience, and as guys, it's, pies and sausage rolls, it's grab something here on the way to there. It's just become, normality for us. But the thing is, with this, what better way to get what our bodies really need just by simply popping a couple of veggie capsules. It's incredible. They heal on a cellular level. And as I've mentioned, my recovery from CFS, but I was also existing on this. So 3 times a day, I was pulling that out of the pantry and just taking what I could to try and just keep my energy levels going. And now it's simply these. It's just incredible. But what I love is the vast array of ingredients. There's things like broccoli and spinach and kale and acerola cherry and just things that you don't eat every day. What's awesome about the company is we give these products free for kids. So we've got fruit and veggie caps. They're turned into a chew for the kids. They're just mixed with a bit of tapioca starch to make it like a chewy lolly. So it's appealing for kids. So every single day, my girls are getting 17 serves of fruit and veggies in their bodies before they even leave the house. And, whose kids eat spinach and kale and cabbage and pumpkin powder and that sort of thing every single day? Mine don't. And the thing is, once they get what the body needs, they start to crave more of what the body should have. And I've noticed that change in my girls with regards to changing their palate and their energy and, what they're now putting into their bodies. Thanks to this, it's changed every part of their life. We've got a brand new product now in the company. These are our Omega products, and it covers the entire spectrum of the Omega, and it's one of the only ones in the world to do so. So it covers your Omega-3, 6 and 9s. And what's so awesome about this is it's completely plant-based. So we've cut out the middle fish. We've gone straight to the sea algae. There's things like buckthorn berry, there's sea algae, tomato seeds, and it's all cold pressed. So again, quality control to maintain all of the optimum nutrients. And as you all know, omegas have a vast array of benefits on the cardiovascular system and your body. It's the other essential nutrient that our bodies don't actually produce that everyone should have. And so this, we're cutting out, you know, everyone remembers Fukushima and everything. That shit's all circulating around the Pacific Ocean at the moment. And, you know, you really got to be a bit wary, I guess, of what sort of fish, or, you know, even farmed fish is pumped with antibiotics and everything these days. So your fish oil caps you buy in the shop, they're usually rancid. These super fresh, all from plants. And again, it goes with our other products. It's one of the best things you can put in your body. We've also got these amazing vegan protein shakes. I've only got chocolate left, but they come in chocolate and vanilla. But they're just full of superfoods. There's like 20 superfoods in these. They're high in fiber. They're great for pre and post workout. Again, fully organic and vegan. And yeah, just another amazing product that covers your macronutrients. So you get your proteins, you get all your micros from the fruit, veg, and berry caps, and you also get your omegas. So you're basically flooding your body with everything it needs. And I guess my health, who I am today, and the fact that I can just sit here and talk is testament to the changes that it's given me. It's just incredible. And so yeah, I think we'll go over to some more stories now of from some other rad dads and lads. See what they've got to share.
Cheers, mate. I love you. That's brilliant. Good story, and never cease to amaze me how, you know, more vibrant you are. And since you've been on these, it's brilliant. And we're going to cut across to Zane. He's got an awesome story. He's another rad dad, or he's going to be a rad dad very soon. He's got an amazing story about himself and his wife. So we'd love to hear, mate. How's the Juice Plus been working in your life?
Awesome, mate. Can you guys hear me? Or
Yep, all good.
Yeah.
Yep, sweet as. Hi guys, new here, so bear with me. Nervous. So I've been on the juice now for about a year and a half. How I came across it was my wife. She was introduced to it through fertility reasons. Obviously, she had to better herself for health. So she introduced it to me also because she thought, well, if she's going to benefit from it, I might as well. So since then, everything's changed for me for the better. I had irritable bowel syndrome, which I don't have no more, or it's pretty much well under control. With muscle joint injuries as well too, shoulders and knees. Pretty much that's all gone. Inflammation in your knees is pretty much null and void at the moment. Since been taking those omegas, which is really awesome. I'm glad they actually came out. With those shakes, I take up to about 3 shakes minimum a day. I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning for work to get to work. I work as a plasterer, so I do big days, big hours. So those shakes are a godsend. So I take one in the morning at 3 a.m. in the morning, one at 11, and then one probably about 3 or 4 in the afternoon just to keep me going. If I don't take them, I can guarantee I'm probably asleep by now. So it's makes a hell of a lot of a difference. Since all this stuff came into our lives, it's changed for the better. My wife is now pregnant too, which is good. So through the product, which has helped for immune systems and everything as well. Other than that, everything's just, I can't say anything else about it except, I'm stoked that this product has came into our life, and I wouldn't change anything for the world for it. So I'm stoked for it.
Thanks for jumping on, buddy. Appreciate your time. I know you're ready to hit the hay. It's a big day ahead again.
I might sound tired too, don't I?
Totally cool, mate. It's always awesome to hear how it's helped you and what's happening in your life, and especially for Naomi as well. Her story blows me out, and just to see, we never know what this product can do for our bodies, and our body has an innate way of healing itself given the right properties. So it's incredible stuff. Being biodynamic, it bioavailable in your body. It works on a cellular level, like Dion said. So, it is food, and your body recognises it as food. So it's not to be confused with a vitamin or anything like that. So it is brilliant stuff. Mate, we're going to change gears a little bit. And I'm going to give you guys a bit of a rundown on how we can get this product out there and tell people a bit more about it, and maybe about the misconceptions about what this business is about, and how we can showcase to people what it is. For me, I came into this business really just from taking the product. I had an incredible experience. Just briefly, I was run over by a drunk driver 7 years ago, broke my back and pelvis. Had a lot of time out of my trade. I'm a boat builder by trade, and I was a firefighter for Queensland Fire and Rescue. And so in the period of healing, I took, heaps of different painkillers. I took heaps of different natural remedies, and nothing ever made me feel like 100%. And, I was obviously pretty mashed up, but I was healing. And by the time I got to a stage where I was sort of fairly good again, I still never was thriving. And I was doing all the right things, eating as much fruit and veggies as I could, and juicing and everything. And when this came along, it just blew me out how much more energy I had, and I didn't have the stabbing and the back pain feeling I've been putting up with for years. So it got me thinking, and I heard there was a bit of a business behind it, and I was like, oh yeah. And I sort of thought, oh, here we go. Is it one of those things? And I didn't even know what one of those things was. But I was very curious because I was hearing some incredible stories, and you can't deny with the stories you've heard already what it's helping fellas out there and women do. Like, it's just blows me out every time I hear a story of how it's helping people. And so I got a bit curious, and I was quite surprised to find what I thought, in this business was completely the opposite. And in fact, of the way I was doing my life and my business that I already had. I had a shipwright business, and I'd worked for lots of different boat building companies. And like any kind of business that you have in life, whether it's in the bank or in, say, Woolies or Coles or wherever you are, whether you work for yourself or not, we've got a bit of a system in our life. Hopefully you can see my whiteboard here, where, I was working in a structure like this. And, I was the CEO of my own business, or the manager. Like most corporate businesses, there's always some bloke at the top. And, I did have a few blokes come and work for me, but when I've been working for different companies, there's always like a, area manager or a state manager. There's different supervisors, and there's different levels of management throughout the company or, industry, wherever you are. And most of us are down here, the workers, just trotting along, making a day's meat, exchanging our time for money for a certain wage, which is just ridiculous. To put a money value on how life should be is a little bit out there, but that's just the way we're brought up to be. We're not taught to go and have a life. We're taught to go and work out, and then maybe at the end of throughout our life we have a few holidays, but maybe we don't get a chance to have an awesome time throughout it all the time. And being a worker here, sometimes you might get up to become a different manager level, but more often than not, even though you might get paid a little bit more, the money's not always, ideally that great, but you're under a lot more stress, and management issues happen there. And usually you're stepping on each other's toes to try and get up to these positions, which you think are going to be better, but they're not always. Sometimes they're pretty brilliant, but usually most of these guys up here are sort of trying to run what these guys are telling them to do, and they seem more stressed out. And this guy at the top, he's the most stressed out because he's the one dishing out the funds to everyone. And so it, really made sense. I was like, wow, that's how I've been working my life and my business for so long. And when I came across this, and I was told that it was more of a business set up like this, and that anybody has an opportunity to come in at the bottom level and anybody can work their way up to the top level. There is different levels, of course, to get to, but the only way that you're going to get to these top levels and other levels is by reaching out and helping each other. And you don't get that very often. Like, you know, I've worked in companies where there's a few hundred blokes, and it's pretty rare that someone's like, hey mate, I'm going to spend the next half an hour showing you an easier way. Like, even apprentices these days don't get taught very much by the company they're working for. My brother's a perfect example. I asked him, do the guys teach you much? He said, no, it's all online now. And even the trade, they don't even go to trade school. And that's just bullshit. Like, how do you expect to learn to be this number one person at the top? And so what I loved about this system is that, you know, to reach that top level of national marketing director, you start off down here as a virtual franchise, which you get your own website, a whole system, a training manual. It's like buying into any kind of franchise. It's a system that works, you know, like I say, a coffee club or, you know, a burger place or whatever it is. It's a proven system, just like this. But instead of paying $300,000 or $400,000 or more, you only pay $165 in Australia to get started. Less than a night out in the town. Like, why wouldn't you do something like this? Like, it makes sense, you know. And I got rocking along in the business, and I made that back just in my first 3 days of being in the business. So it basically didn't cost me anything, you know. And just by reaching out and telling a few people about the products, you know, I started earning some money, and the products weren't even costing me anything. And before I knew it, I was getting a few bucks in my bank account. I just thought this could be, you know, a way just to pay a few extra bills, but it's, you know, taken over far beyond that and created an incredible lifestyle, where I'm doing things that I never thought I was able to do before, or got the time to do them, and I can pick and choose whether I want to go to work or go and hang out at the beach. So I was a bit reluctant, to tell you the truth, in the beginning, how I'd be able to do this, because I thought, I don't want to be one of those people and hunt down the family and friends and tell every man his dog about it, you know. And it certainly wasn't like that. I just put out an inquisitive post on Facebook, and that's what's unreal about social media these days. Like, the power of that leverage is out there, so we might as well get paid and use it. Most of us have a bit of a look on Facebook every day, and, you know, what are we doing? Like, wasting time on there. You might as well be looking through there and making some dough. So I just put a few posts out, and people started asking me, hey, what is this stuff? And, you know, it sort of grew from there. You know, basically I came into the business just as myself. I'd been told about it from my chiropractor, Anthony, and you know, I've reached out, and I told a friend of mine, Diani, she was a single mum. She was looking to make some extra dollars, and she was, you know, sort of struggling out there. And then she reached out and she told Dion. Now, I'd never even met Dion before this, and we've become mates, which is what this is all about. We're reaching out and helping each other. And then Dion, he introduced the business to beautiful Jody. She was another mum out there trying to make ends meet and get by. She'd done a few other businesses and things, and trying to get some success for herself. And, you know, things are starting to roll along for her and picking up. And she's reached out, and she's told another friend of hers, who is it? Julie. And so it's just sort of rolled on from there. It's amazing how things can just go from there. And then she's gone and told a few of her friends. And before you know it, as you can see, these people reached out and told other people. You know, these people over here told more people. And then that's just how it began. And it just started pyramiding out into what we call popcorn effect. You know, if you look at it and you think about it, popcorn, you take it off the stove and it keeps popping. And that's what this business is all about. You really don't need to know lots of people. If you went into this business and you know, just told 2 people, and those 2 people told taught 2 people how to do the business, and those 4 people taught 2 people, and those 8 taught 16. Before you know it, you've got 32 people in your business, and you really don't need a lot to get rocking along just by teaching a couple of people. But if you taught another 3 people how to do the business really well, this is what I love, the power of numbers and how it can work and accelerate really fast. And this is why you don't need to know lots of people. And those 5 people went out and taught 5 people really well. Before you know it, you've got 25 people in the business. Those 25 people taught 5 really well. 125 turns into 625, turns into just under 4,000 people in your business. I'm not very great at maths, and you don't need to know lots about this business or even have to know lots about health. What I love is that we've got the health studies out there, and there's professional people and scientists involved, that if you want to know any scientific stuff, it's all there. You're just reaching out and showing people, sending links. It's that simple. And just talking and showing people, it's really a no-brainer. I think, like, you know, why wouldn't you want better health and better wealth in your life? And so for me, it's just sort of one of them things that made sense. I will give you a bit of a rundown on how we get paid, because you're probably wondering what the hell was that I just explained. Sometimes it just went over the top of my head too. It took me a few times to get it. But, you know, basically there is the different levels, as I explained, in the business. You know, you start off as a virtual franchise. The first level that you get to is SDVF, and you get a $400 bonus for doing that. We get paid 3 different ways. How many different ways would you normally get paid in a business? Or, you know, if working for yourself, most people only get 1. Maybe if you're lucky, you might get a bonus at the end of the year, but it's rarer and rarer. We get paid 3 different ways. So we get paid a retail value just for, you know, getting the product out there. We don't have to stock it in a garage or anything like that. We just go and make an order online, and it gets delivered straight to somebody's door, and you get rewarded for that. Like any product that you buy, you know, you get a retail profit for it. We do also get commissions. As the different levels go, you get rewarded from that just by helping other people get there. You also get the commissions and help them get them as well, and you get the bonus for that. And that's what I was on about down here. You get a $400 bonus when you reach the first level, but because it's a teaching business, the person that taught you, they also get a $400 bonus. The next level is SC. You get a $600 bonus. And because, again, it's a teaching business, the person, your mentor, has reached out and shown you the way, given you a hand to do it. You know, you're not alone in this business. You also get a $600 bonus. Next level, SSC, $1,200, sorry. And the mentor and the teacher gets $1,200. So it's a win-win. The next level, QNMD, is a $1,500 bonus. And again, $1,500 for the person that's taught you. Now, the top level of NMD doesn't just stop there, but you get a $3,000 bonus. And the person who's already taught you is probably earning close to between anywhere from 80 to 100K a year residual income. So they don't need to get the teaching bonus. They're already earning a fair bit of coin by then. You know, and the levels can keep going. There's beach money. There's different areas of commissions you can tap into, which I'd explain to you about later. But basically, it's really, really simple. It's a teaching business where we use the product, we talk about the product, and we share the results. It's that simple. And so we have got some guys on the business, on the line tonight, that are doing the business, that are absolutely rocking it. They've been able to create an incredible lifestyle for themselves. So I'd love to hear from Justin. He's calling in from Thailand, I believe, tonight. And mate, you've been able to pretty much retire from working out on the boats. We'd love to hear what's happening for you, bro.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, mate.
Whoa, lot of feedback here. Lot of noise here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, all good now, mate. Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, so I'm in Thailand right now, and but what I want to do, by the way, everyone, I'm Justin. My name's Justin. I've been doing the business of Juice Plus for 18 months, around 18 months. And the reason I started it was I, at the time, lived in Mallorca. And my partner, Lucy, she was introduced to it by a friend of hers, happens to live in Brisbane, who she used to work for on boats. And I lost my job. And I thought, you know what? I need, you know, whether it's loads of money quickly or loads of money one day, I need to get another revenue stream going. So Jamie and I was still a broker, and I still am a broker, but only online, you know. And most of my kind of my life and my heart is in Juice Plus, and there is a reason for that. I really understand. I really get the residual income. I really understand the benefit of helping people, and through helping people, and as you say, you know, easiest thing in the world, which it is, because it's all literally. I'm in Thailand. I'm a tiny little island in the Gulf of Thailand. We're expecting a typhoon any day, but you know what? It's all online. So you know, you go online, you add people every day, you introduce this to people, you connect with people, and they connect with their friends and all that kind of stuff. And you talk about the popcorn effect earlier on. It's what happens. So 18 months, I start working on Juice Plus. And I was blown away. I was blown away in the early days, because how many of just my friends of friends, and friends of their friends kind of went, yeah, you know, I'm looking for something like that. And you go, whoa, all right, good. Okay, I can help with that. So all of a sudden, you know, you've got 10, 15, 20 customers, and things are starting to happen, and you're going, you know, you really start, every day goes by and you start believing it more and more and more. And I obviously, I take the products. I have 3 children. They all take the products. And, you know, Dion, just like you know, I have 2 girls and I have a little boy, and they absolutely love it. They're, you know, take it every day. Just from a dad's point of view and childcare point of view, they've had pretty much no days off school. Bosh, back of the net. You know, it's fantastic. Okay, because then you don't have to think about who's going to cover, you know, childcare when, you know, when they're off sick and all that kind of stuff. So it really makes sense in that sense. But you know, so I'm now 18 months down the line. You know, I've gone through a few stages of Juice Plus in terms of promotions. I could do with 1 or 2 more, I'm not going to lie, but that'll come. But you know what? I'm sitting here. Look, guys. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And you know, we're sitting here on a beach in Thailand. I'm happen to be here because Wi-Fi is brilliant, and so I wouldn't do this otherwise. And you know, it's good. It is a portable income. You can take anywhere in the world. You know, your franchise is whatever country you have your franchise in. I'm the UK, but you know, I can live wherever I want to live, because I have a portable income, and it is mind blowing, you know. And all of my business is done on social media, and it's done online. So and in millions of different time zones and all that kind of stuff. Jamie mentioned earlier on the virtual office. How cool is that? So all you do is you just change your region and you help people out wherever you want in the world. It is super cool. I'm here now in Thailand. It's a little bit. I mean, I genuinely 18 months ago, had you said I'm going to be sitting here right now doing Rad Lads and Dads, I wouldn't have believed it. you know, but I am, and I'm delighted to be here. And if me being here and what can happen in 18 months is if you like a kind of guide to anyone else, all I'd say is do it. You know what it cost me. Okay, what do you say, Jamie? It cost you like $165 in Australia. Is that right? Right. Okay. In England, it costs about 60 quid. It's nothing. Like you over there, it's a night out. It's not even a night out. Okay. So you do that, and in 18 months' time, you can actually create an income that is meaningful, that can sustain you. I have 3 children, you know, so you got to work hard. Work hard? Yeah and no, not really. You know, it's kind of fun. You know, it's helping people is fun. Putting posts on social media is fun. Talking about your own benefits from the products is fun. It's not really work, in my opinion. But you can create a really meaningful income from it, and you know all that's going to happen to that is going to grow and grow and grow. The company is awesome, you know, and it really do have your back. And you know, I'm looking forward to the next 18 months when hopefully I climb a little bit higher up the ladder and makes my life even easier, maybe. But you know what? If there's anybody on the fence out there, what do you got to lose? I tell you what you got to lose. You got to lose 165 Australian dollars, 60 quid. It is absolutely bugger all, and you should do it. You know, you should do it. What was it Richard Branson said? He said, somebody offers you an awesome opportunity, say yes and figure out how to do it later, or do it. You know, the guy's a legend, so do it. Joe, back to you.
Hey, mate, that's awesome. We might get you to run the next one. Definitely hit the nail on the head there, brother. Totally,
cool, man.
Totally awesome. I love it, and great to have you on. Appreciate you.
Oh, great to be here, mate.
Out of your time, out of your day over there. It must be tough sitting on the beach drinking.
It's really shit. Look at this. That's really shit.
Mate, yeah, look, I tell you, I'm a bit like you. I sort of was wondering how all this was going to work, and when I really saw the power of residual income and how it can work and how it's helping other people, and the lifestyles they created, I got more curious and went to work and just did a little bit each day, you know, 15, 20 minutes a day is all it took just to get out there and connect with a couple of people. And I'm sure we've all got the same amount of time in a day. And, you know, there is only a few ways you can create residual income, passive income, whatever you want to call it. I mean, a lot of people go out there, they look for real estate because it's sort of the thing that the market's really good at the moment, right? And that's how people are going to get ahead. But it's quite a risk, and it costs a lot of money to be earning around about 100K a year from real estate. You need to own outright around $2 million worth of property. And I don't know how many people have got spare 2 mil laying around to go and do that. A lot of people go and have all these investment properties and things like that, and then the market crashes and then shit hits the fan and what knows, and it's a spiral where people are trying to work out how they're going to pay these debts and things like that. And so it's kind of a little bit of a risky business. Another way you can do is go out and work the stock market. Again, another risk, unless you know how to work it really well or you got somebody there managing it and helping you. It is basically a form of gambling, really. Unless you really know what you're doing, it is a big risk, and it can work. But the other way is by maybe inventing something or becoming a rock star, but it is a long way to the top to rock and roll. So it's sort of one of those things. What do? Do you go back out there and work on somebody else's dreams? Do you go and work your ass off all your life and hope to Christ that you're going to have enough money to retire on at the end of the thing, because there's not many social benefits anymore happening? It's, people are out there in their 60s, 70s, 80s realizing, shit, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to go back and work because the money's running out, or they're not entitled to certain benefits. So basically, like Justin said, if not this, then what? It makes sense it's just it's simple. Bit of extra nutrition, helping other people out, and earning a few bucks. You know, by benefiting somebody else's life. You know, it's all it is. It's so simple, and it's fun, and we have a lot of fun. A few of the guys in the line, they're off to Vegas in a couple of weeks' time. We do heaps of cool stuff. And if you're watching this as a recording or somebody sent this to you, reach out to the person that sent it to you and get your questions answered, because, you know, it sometimes seems too good to be true. And I get that. But you can't deny how good it is. Like, you know, just to see blokes like Justin, Dion, Zane out there, you know, having some incredible lifestyle changes is just brilliant. And there's a heap more people out there. We're in 30 different countries. So we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for jumping on.